Welcome to the second session of observation training. In this video we will look at the observation cycle, recording observations, and the language of observations. Here is a visual of the observation cycle. Notice, interpret, act. When observing children, we should keep the observation cycle in mind. It may be useful to have this up in the room on the planning wall or available for practitioners to refer back to ensure you have a quality observation. Notice. What did I notice? We should be attentive and attuned to children to determine what they are focusing on and whether it is significant to them. What is significant for each child will not be the same. Not everything will be written down. When you know your children well, you will be able to determine what is significant learning for them. Things to think about when considering if an observation is significant. Ask yourself, do I know their prior learning? What could the child do before and what are they doing differently now? Has this observation told me something new? What has changed? After noticing, you need to interpret. Interpret. Ask yourself, what does this tell me? What does this mean? We need to think about and analyse an observation to learn about a child's development and learning. You might consider their social skills, how they interact with others, share resources, take turns and follow simple rules and routines. Communication skills, how they communicate their needs, wants and emotions and develop their listening, speaking, vocabulary and language skills. Motor skills, fine and gross motor skills such as pinching, grasping, squeezing, running, hopping, skipping. Cognitive skills, their thinking, reasoning, problem solving and decision making. Creative skills, how they express themselves through art, music, dance, movement and imaginative play. Independence, doing tasks for themselves, putting on their coats and doing up the zips or buttons, their response to co-regulation. And academic skills, counting, ordering, reading, writing. A lot of focus can be put on academic skills because they are quite obvious and easy to identify. It is more difficult at times to analyse the other skills mentioned. If we determine through our observations that learning is developing, we need to revisit or repeat it in the same way or in a different context. Children need to continually practice their skills and develop them in different ways to consolidate their learning. Just because you see them identifying shapes once doesn't mean that they are secure in it. Learning needs to be embedded, then experiences developed to extend learning. After you have interpreted an observation, you need to act. What will I do now? What will the child do now? Will you add it into a learning story, floor book, track the learning, or share it with your team? Once you have a clear understanding of a child's stage of development, you can identify next steps. Referring to the Curriculum for Excellence frameworks and benchmarks can support this. Here is an example of an observation and how it has followed the observation cycle. This practitioner has noticed a child in their play, interpreted what they've seen, and then acted upon it. Now there is an opportunity to try the observation cycle for yourself while watching this video clip. Note down some observations as you watch and think about potential next steps in learning. Your observation might be on individual children or as a group. Think about the skills the children may be demonstrating as mentioned previously. You may need to pause the video to grab a pen and paper.
You having a talk with my mom, with my big sister? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
She can be okay so far. The next for any cost of she cost by medicine for annotation and we put things in the pocket and then she can like, hey, come back!
Mia, write down what she's saying, okay, so you remember. It always helps
You
you.
put paper tool and then that's the date and Monday is the date. And they asked in a
Can I have a feeder or not? Do I need a do I need medicine? Did she say I need medicine?
So I will take the medicine.
Oh, am I really, really sick today? Is that the pharmacy over there? Is that where all the medicine is? Medicine's over there? Okay. Okay.
This is a workshop.
Opera? Ernesto, you need to block that one. I just want to a second. Okay. Would you like some better word? Would you enter square? Okay. All right, very good. Okay. Put him.
Maricela, you can use a Kleenex or toothbrush. Maricela, use the toothbrush again. You have to use your hands.
Peter, whose name is that? Lynn, is that your that's your brother? You did a very nice job on writing his name. You know how to write everybody's name in your family. Right, this is brother's name.
That's my neighbor.
Goodness, Ernesto, you are so strong. Here we go. All right, here we go. Thank you. You guys are doing a nice job. All right, you guys are help here. We have 2 more minutes before we go outside, okay? Because you're already cleaning up. So keep on going. Liliana, you're okay. Peter, thank you for cleaning that up. If you want, you can look at a book or two. All right. We're going to clean up.
Your clothespin. You finished to put your clothespin. Clothespin and secretary now.
Hopefully you managed to notice and write down some observations. We don't know these children, so do not know what is significant or new for them. You might have noted down which hand they were writing with, their pencil grip or control, that they were mark making, drawing shapes to represent letters, or maybe it was how much time they spent concentrating, or that they looked after the resources. When interpreting, you may have thought, what is that child's understanding of letters or letter sounds? Has the child who can write names only memorised these with no real understanding? When thinking about how to act, you may have considered next steps, such as being able to discuss their mark making in different ways, learning letter sounds, or writing with purpose during play. This table has been taken from the East Lothian Observation Guidance to include what should be recorded in an observation, particularly one which may be added to a learning journey book. It is important that an observation has the date or time to show progress, the child's name so it is personal to them. It is very useful, particularly in a large setting, to include the initials of the observer in case key workers wish to discuss the observation further. Evidence such as a photo, drawing or painting. Please remember that not all observations require a photo. The context and the child's actions should be a description of what is happening. the child's thoughts, also known as the child's voice, links to the frameworks including the Curriculum for Excellence and East Lothian frameworks, and a next step for learning. Please also remember that not every observation will have a next step. Language of observations. Observations should be factual and not personal judgments. Language used in observations should highlight learning and progression. To ensure a focus on learning, it can be helpful to have prompts that support practitioners in the writing of observations. Practitioners should also be using the Curriculum for Excellence benchmarks to help focus and word observations. Avoid observations where you could ask, "So what?" For example, the child enjoyed playing with or participated in. Well, so what? Here's an example of an observation and how the use of language can change it to be biased, context-driven, or judgmental. Here are a couple of examples of benchmarks in the Numeracy and Literacy East Lothian frameworks. These are useful for staff to know what it is we hope children will learn, and we can use this language to write our observations to ensure they have a focus on learning. Thank you for listening to part 2 of the observation training. Please now move on to the final part, part 3.